Hey guys, it's Charge and Hander present ZoomTheTBT, and this is our first team in quarantine we have on the show. And we're going to be talking War Tampa versus House of Paign. Charge, are you excited for this one?
Yeah, no, I can't wait. This is a new team, new rebranding team, let's call it, War Tampa, taking on the number 16 House of Paign, the Illinois alumni, and a really intriguing matchup. I think a couple of well-matched teams, but the winner's going to face off against the number 1 seed, Carmen's Crew. And Carmen's Crew didn't make a whole lot of additions this year, so a lot of people think that this could be an upset in the making. Whoever comes out of the 16-17 could sneak on by and make a run for something here.
That totally makes sense. I mean, this is a really, really interesting matchup here this first round, too. Let's welcome our guests. So we have star guard Brent Jackson. Brent, what's going on?
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing today?
Doing great. We got GM Matt Moschella. Matt, how you doing? And still in Florida?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm doing good, though.
We'll get to that in a bit, obviously. And for the Auburn contingent, we got Desean Murray in the house. Desean, what's going on?
How y'all doing? Nice to be here. Nice to be here.
Doing good. Doing good.
All right. Fantastic. Oh, you good?
I'm good. Yeah, go.
All right. Hey, so Matt, let's start with you, get you in the loop here. So last time we had you on the team or on our Zoom, it was you and Brent, and we were talking about this team called Tampa 2020, and then now 1 month later, we're talking about War Tampa, and this is sweeping the TBT nation. So what is this War Tampa thing you guys got going on?
So, War Tampa, obviously, we had 4 Auburn guys on there, and all these Auburn fans just came flying in, swarming in, taking over and ever since then we figured that if we embrace them, that we're just going to get in this tournament and do what we have to do. So War Tampa was just a no-brainer, and it blew up from there and honestly helped us get in the field of 24.
Yeah, it's War Tampa. Go ahead, Charge.
Yeah, no, I was excited to see you guys go War Tampa and then ultimately get the colors. I know we had talked about that a little bit, so that was fun to see. And Desean, I know you and LaRon were kind of on this Tampa 2020 team and really spearheaded getting some of your guys from Auburn on. So how much fun has it been rallying this Auburn fan base? And, I mean, they've been second to none in the TBT. I don't think any fan base has been behind their team more than War Tampa.
I mean, it's not much of a surprise. I know how the Auburn fans are. Being at Auburn, being able to play at Auburn, the fans are great and crazy, and they're loyal. So us having 4 Auburn guys on the team, and then it wasn't a surprise to know that they're going to back us up like they are.
Yeah, and it's really funny having this Auburn team be a big part of this, because the reality is, like, what Auburn now is known under Bruce Pearl is this pressing, aggressive, full-court defense and physicality. And I'm really wondering, like, one, can you help them bring that to the table and get that sort of Auburn Tiger vibe defensively? And 2, can you see that being effective in a short team tournament like TBT?
No, definitely. I mean, from last year, we played great together. We played aggressively. So adding 4 more Auburn guys, I feel like that's just going to make it even better. And the guys we've added on top of that is going to make it better. And just we have a team full of people that want to get after it and dogs, like. So that's really what it takes. It takes the people that's on the team. And, like, the team we have are a bunch of dogs and the guys that want to get out there and play D and score. So.
All right, yeah, so Brent, bringing you into this a little bit. So this year TBT is very different. So what we have going on here is we have you and Desean out at the Hyatt Regency in Columbus, Ohio, hanging out in a room by yourself for the next 24 hours. So how's the quarantine vibe been going for you so far? How's the process gone, and is it going pretty smoothly there?
Everything was actually really smooth. They checked us in at the outside. They gave us gloves. They gave us masks to wear. And we basically just had a checklist to go through. They checked our bags, made sure we didn't have any weapons or anything. I don't know why anybody would bring any of that stuff, but that's what they did. And then, we went, sat in the room, did our tests, walked around the corner, got some gear, checked into the hotel, and, I've just been chilling. I took a nap earlier. We've had 2 great meals so far. We got some really good gear. I'll go ahead and show that real quick.
There we go. We get the live demo.
So
shout out to Puma, always great gear.
Yeah, Puma's got some great outfits there.
Got some great gear from Puma
Yo,
this year
that's
for the
fresh.
TBT. You know, I got my stuff on right now. I got the black on black. You know what I'm saying? We got the TBT shorts.
There you go.
So we're like you said, we're waiting 24 hours for our results. Those are all going to come back negative. All the guys are really in great spirits, and they're really just ready to get to work and to just grind at this, this field of 24 to make it to the finals and win it.
Right. Yeah, I'm probably about Matt's size. I probably should have slid in there and dropped into Columbus for him. Picked me up some Puma gear and took care of some business.
Right. No, you definitely should have.
Hey, quick question.
Hashtag PhilMGM, man.
PhilMGM.
Yeah.
Hey, quick follow-up question on that topic for both of you, then we'll throw it back to Hanner. So Brent, what are you going to do to keep your sanity over this next? It could be 6 days, could be 14 days, obviously 14 if you win the whole thing. So what are you going to do to keep your sanity when you're kind of cooped up a little bit?
And remember, it's a family show.
It is a family show. You're absolutely right. But for me, man, this is kind of like overseas basketball in a sense, honestly. We'll have I believe we'll have 3 to 4 days to practice. We'll have like our own like team conjugal room that we can be in where we can all kind of just chill out. But I mean, I brought my PlayStation, so I got Netflix, I got the game, and I also brought some workout stuff too. I brought a foam roller, some bands. So I plan on playing a lot of video games, stretching, working out maybe a little bit, and just doing a lot of sleeping, honestly.
Those foam rollers are crazy. I had a hip flexor injury last year, and I kept rolling the inside of my leg, and it was so painful. You got one of those really hyper firm ones, right?
Oh no, I don't. No, I have the hyperized gun, and I have the hyperized heating pad.
Those are
but
great.
I don't have the hyperized foam roller though. That is next though. I want to get the foam roller, and I want to get the sphere.
You guys ever heard of those pants where you actually put them on, they squeeze out the blood? The compression pants? Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely need to cop a pair of those for sure.
Yeah, definitely. By the way, staying on this PlayStation thing, what's the game of choice? Desean, what's your game of choice?
Game of choice? I don't really play video games.
Good, they're a waste of time and they'll rot your brain. Brent, what's your game of choice?
So I grew up in a military family, so I kind of lean more towards the Call of Duty Warzone.
Okay.
I like the realism of combat games.
What branch were your family in?
Army. They both served. My mom served 25 years, and my dad served around 10 to 11.
That's Charge's into that. We're both military brats too. Charge, you're Army, right?
Yeah.
I'm Navy. Which is funny too, because Navy wins at football all the time now. Just to throw that out there. I mean, just to let that known.
I mean, both programs really aren't that good, but I mean, it is what it is. We want to get on that subject, so go Tigers, LSU, baby.
Yeah. Oh, whoa. We're gonna bleep that whole thing out. But see, that leads me to my next question. Actually, is Brent, since you went to a smaller school, obviously, and is it interesting that last year you got Team CP3, this year you got Illinois, you're playing with Auburn? Does it easier to get up for these guys who maybe didn't recruit you? You need to show them what the score is.
No, it definitely adds a chip on the shoulder because I feel like nowadays it's more about hype than it is actual skill. And last year we played nothing, but I think there's maybe 1 or 2 Division II guys on CP3's team, but everybody else played at high major Division I schools. And then same thing this year. You know what I'm saying? We're playing. I'm actually playing against one of my former teammates in Brazil, Laurent Black, that plays for House of Paign. So I mean, this year with the field of 24, you got a lot of ex-NBA talent. So you play well, your game's going to speak for itself. And a guy like me, like you said, I played at a Division II school, a lower level school. It's going to start raising some eyebrows. Like, dang, who is this kid? You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I can't wait. Honestly, I live for the spotlight. So
we get that vibe. We definitely get that vibe.
For sure.
All right. Hey, Desean, let's get you back in here. So last year you wore that Tampa 2020 jersey. I thought that was a really, really nice look in that green, but I saw that Matt in the social media there was throwing out some pictures of these Auburn jerseys. So what do you think about the Auburn jerseys? Did they do it justice?
Fire.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm excited for the jerseys. They was nice, and then I'm excited to get out there with my team again, get out there, it's just gonna be exciting. The jerseys are amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting too because like I'm definitely a much bigger fan of the Auburn blue and orange than I am of the. Is it Celtics colors, Matt?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Celtics colors. Yeah.
Charge, let's go.
Yeah. Let's actually talk about the team a little bit. We're gonna go back to the presentation, make sure we're in there. Talk a little bit what we got. So you have a really good roster. You're in charge. What's really standing out here?
Yeah, no, I really think, like I said, it's just got a really good blend of talent. We have some guys that are new to the TBT. We have some guys like Brent and Desean that have played before. We had some pickups recently. So it's going to be a really nice blend of players on there. And I think the balance top to bottom, I mean, is really deep. There's not a whole lot of gap in talent from the top to the bottom. You know, before we really dig in, Matt, I do want to talk to you a little bit about this past week. I mean, you're like 24 years old or 13 in Hanner years, and you must have aged 10 years this week. You had some last-minute roster shuffling. You're waiting on COVID tests. You had Persons and James. So take me through this last week. How did you make it through?
Honestly, this week's been a pain in my butt. You know, Tuesday I started getting my results back, and I tested positive. So that even made it even more stressful because I'm thinking, who else, you know, is anyone else going to test positive and anything like that? And, you know, we just went from there, and lucky enough, we have a great 10 guys that are going to be playing for us, representing us on Saturday. And I think we did a great job. You know, LaRon was a big help for me. You know, Brent and Desean, returning guys. I mean, I think we're going to be good to go.
All right. Yeah, and just a quick follow-up on that is in regards to your training camp. So not all teams had the luxury to holding a training camp. So how valuable was that to the team this year to get that extra time in?
It felt good. You know, we did it a week before everybody else. So, you know, everyone got to get their work in and then, you know, have a week to do what they need to do, you know, with the families and stuff like that. So I think it was a great help. And I think it's going to show when we make this run.
I saw the workout tapes. I was following the accounts. So as you guys know, War Tampa is one of the teams I follow really closely. And I saw the box jumps. Brent, were those like 30-inch box jumps? What was the deal in those? How big were those boxes?
Desean, how big were those? Like 28-inch? I think they might have been 32 inches.
I can't get
probably
32.
somewhere around
I
there.
think they were 32 inches. Yeah, that little I can't remember where we went, but man, they definitely put us through the ringer for sure, man. It was high reps, low rest time, man. You know, we would go from doing ball slams, 30 seconds of ball slams, and then having to go straight to the plyometrics.
These ones?
Yep, the gorilla ball slams.
Yeah.
They had us doing that. Then we have to jog back and forth. So yeah, they definitely helped us out for sure. Especially, you know, a lot of guys haven't been able to get into the gym due to the quarantine and stuff like that. So I feel like that's definitely going to give us a little bit of an edge for sure.
Yeah, because I was watching the camp, and my first thought was, like, how are you balancing the risk of possibly spreading COVID versus the camps? And I'm really glad that it looks like you guys are mostly going to test negative and be able to play, because once it's shown how you tested negative, this is going to be a huge advantage. But I was wondering, like, the decision, and that's a question for anybody who wants to take it, the decision to have camp in this time, was that something you guys discussed about transmission? How did you mitigate the risk of possibly transmission versus the positives of having the camp? Like, maybe, Matt, is that something you can speak to?
Yeah, so we all discussed, you know, when was a good time for the camps and stuff like that. We all figured the week before we had to leave, which was what we ended up deciding to do. All the guys took all, you know, precaution to be safe. And the places that we went were all sanitary, all that. We really didn't, you know, have anyone else in the gym with us. And I think we did a great job.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing this team come out. I think that's going to be an advantage to anyone who's been able to spend some time with our team Brotherly Love, who's a real cohesive unit, been in the gym a lot together. I know Power to Paw has been, so it's going to be real interesting to see the teams that were able to get that camp in and take that little bit of a risk up front to see how it works out. So Brent, when I look at this roster, you hear an awful lot about Bryce Brown. You hear a lot about Fletcher. McGee. And when I look over and look at your stats, you're a 47% shooter in the TBT. So who wins the three-point contest? You put you, Fletcher, Bryce up. I'm sure you guys shot the ball around a little bit in camp. Who's going to come away with the win there?
I'm definitely going to go with myself. Hands down, 100%.
Shocking.
But no, we definitely – Bryce Brown and Fletcher McGee are definitely snipers. I'm definitely glad that we have them on the team because that's just going to open up the floor. And people can't help because everybody's a knockdown shooter. So to answer that question, I'm definitely going to take me for sure. It may take me a day before I even go challenging anybody, but I'm definitely gonna take me for sure.
And Desean, talking about these shooters, like obviously your role is going to be really to help shoot the ball, get it off the boards, and get that outlet pass. Like, will this create better looks for you, like cutting the rim and getting easy looks? Is it going to be a pleasure to play with some of these kind of shooters?
No, it's definitely going to be a pleasure to play with. Like, it just brings back Auburn memories. It's just, like Brent said, it opens up the floor, and no one can help. So, like, it creates one-on-one matchups. And it's not a lot of four-men that can guard the four-men we have because we have four-men that can put it on the ground and do things themselves. But like I said, I'm going to be looking to get those rebounds, outlet pass, share the ball, and whatever I got to do to help. If I got to put it on the ground, I definitely can also do that. I really haven't been able to show my game that much in that aspect, but I'll definitely be able to do that when it gets to that time because the floor is definitely going to be open.
All right, yeah. So here's a look at your guys' squad. So, Matt, this is what you assembled and put together this year. And obviously we talked about some of the ups and downs. Unfortunately, you won't have LeBron with you, Hodges with you, Isaiah Williams with you, but you added James and Person. So it still looks like an incredibly deep team. So based on, the situations this year and some of the challenges, how satisfied are you with what you're able to do with this squad?
Honestly, out of 1 to 10, I'm going to give myself 8 or 9. I think we built a great team. It definitely hit the expectations that I had. Especially when we got to get Fletcher due to his team not making it, it was definitely a big help. I'm sure Brent and Desean are going to love playing with these guys. And I think, starting tomorrow, if we get to practice, it's going to be a good look.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this roster, and I see a lot of versatility, a lot of shooting, a lot of guys with size who can rebound, a lot of guys with mid-range games who can drive and can really get to the hole. Desean and Brent, maybe I'll start with Desean. I see a lot of shooting. So, like, what style of play is really going to open up, unlock this roster? Like, what do you guys have to do from a offensive standpoint to get your points?
I mean, honestly, it's the only thing we have to do is just not force anything because we got so many people on the floor that can score that if you don't have anything, just throw it to the next person. But it's not too much that's going to keep us from scoring because there's so many scores on the court that it's going to be hard to do that.
Yeah, hey, Brent,
go
ahead.
No, I was just saying that, like I said, I would just say us not forcing shots and just if we don't have it that time, just pass it to the next guy because it's nothing we need to force.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like I said, just an incredibly balanced team, top to bottom. I think a lot of different skill sets. A guy that's real interesting to me, Brent, is Willett. You got to play with him 2 years ago. He left you guys from 2020, went to D2. You're a D2 guy, and you got him back. So 16 points per game, 7.5 rebounds per game in his TBT career. So what is it about Willett that makes him a special player and looking forward to playing with this year?
Man, he has that underrated. He has that chip on his shoulder. Because I don't know if y'all know this, but he was an All-American at the Division II level, and I believe he was Player of the Year in his conference at Queens. But that dude's a dog. Super athletic. He's like Desean when it comes to the boards. Like he's on the boards. He's a great slasher. And he'll knock down jump shots if wide open. And I've actually known Sean for 4 years now, and to have him on the team just kind of adds chemistry when me and him are on the floor together. So I'm definitely excited to be able to actually play in a professional setting with him and to see what he really has.
Totally makes sense. And I mean, what I see with this roster too is like there's a lot of like guys between like 6'3", 6'6", a lot of switchability. Matt, do you see this roster pressing the ball and really switching a lot, or do you see guys trying to work through screens? I see a real warrior sort of switchable kind of defense on the wings.
Yep.
Switch everything.
I'm definitely saying we're going to be switching mostly everything. That'll be up to coach and the guys that are there. But, I mean, we've been watching a lot of Warriors basketball because they had shooting. And, I mean, with us, we have a lot of guys that can shoot threes, you know, play defense. So we're going to probably play a little bit like they did as well.
And speaking about who you're going to be playing against, let's go ahead and go to your opponent now as I change hats. And we're talking about House of Paign, the Illinois alumni, which we actually do have one Illinois person on this call, actually. And looking at this roster, Charge, really what stands out about this roster to you?
Really impressive. You're taking off the fedora for once, and
I know.
the Illinois hat. That's impressive. Yeah. This team, obviously, a lot of rookies. You know, haven't had the TBT experience. They did have some roster turnover. Two guys that have played TBT, but not extensively. So this is going to be a roster that we got to really kind of watch and wait and see how it shakes out. They do have Billy Garrett. They did have Matt Mooney from the Charge and Cavs. I might have been leaning House of Paign way because of Matt Mooney, but now that he's gone, I'm definitely going to have to get back behind War Tampa.
And Charge players, how much does that help you?
25%, but Mooney's a two-way, so that might have been a little bit more to overcome. But excited to see what War Tampa does here. So, Brent, let me start with you. You mentioned your friends with LeBron Black, played overseas with him. So, have you reached out to him yet, just to see how he's doing and maybe do a little snooping out there?
Yeah, most definitely. I believe it was 3 days before we left, and I had to talk my shit. You know, I had to let him know that.
No, talk shit. No,
we're coming to, you know, get you guys out of there real quick. And he let me know that, you know, they had already started scouting us, and you know, they're coming in to win just like we are. So it's definitely going to be fun when me and him switch on each other, because I know if I get switched on him, he's going to take me straight to the block. And I know he's going to be stuck on an island when he switches with me. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. We're going to be doing a lot of smack talking to each other on the court, and, you know, just being – I mean, I'm not going to say friendly because you don't have any friends once you cross those lines. But for him, you know, I'm going to be cordial. So –
you're going to be friends before and after. Is it strange seeing friends you've played with on other teams and not be able to, like, really spend any time with them before or after? Is that kind of odd knowing that you have people you're friendly with or close with in the hotel you can't even say hi to, basically?
Yeah, that's actually kind of crazy. That definitely is, because it's just like, no, you guys have to stay, you know, secluded to your own room, secluded to your own quadrant. So I guess, shoot, we're just going to have to do a FaceTime call and, you know, make it work that way. So –
yeah, no, I mean, it's kind of got to be pretty strange. So, Matt, this question is primarily for you, but also the Illinois gentleman can answer too. I see a pretty talented Illinois team, or Illinois alum team, but it does lack TBT experience. Only two guys have played in it before. So my question is, can that be exploited?
I would say, yeah, you know, it just depends, but we also have a lot of rookies too. But I think, you know, the four guys that we have that have played TBT are going to be big help to us, you know, because TBT is different than any type of tournament, especially with the Elam Ending and all that stuff like that. So I think with our little experience that we have, it's going to be a benefit for us.
Yeah, so Desean, kind of a off-the-topic question before I get to the basketball one. So how are they keeping you guys in your room? Do they got like a security guard down every hallway? So what keeps you from going across the hall to hang out with your buddy and play PlayStation or to, you know, do whatever? How they keeping you in there?
I actually tried to go downstairs and go get some food with one of my teammates because he wasn't able to make it in here yet today because he had a late test, Bryce and Horace. So, but they're here, and then they'll be in here tomorrow as soon as they get the test back. But I went downstairs. They were not letting anybody out. They told me I'm not supposed to be out the room.
Wow.
So I had to go back up. I had to go back upstairs.
You know, we actually asked for press passes, and the more I hear about this, you know, maybe it's okay we didn't get them. It sounds like basically you're locked. It's like a very nice jail room, basically.
It's a big bubble, most definitely. It's definitely a bubble.
Now, are you guys allowed to hang out like once once your team clears? Is your team allowed to hang out in the rooms, or you still have to hang out only in the common room?
I mean,
See, I didn't even. Go ahead, Desean.
No, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
No, I asked that question and they didn't really give me an answer. But from what I was told, it was just the quadrant that we have because we all have our own separate keys. So I'm thinking once we're all cleared, I'm assuming that we can all socialize. I can go to Deshaun's room, or I can go to Sean's room, or go to Coach's room. But I mean, I guess that's a question that needs to be asked for sure.
I mean, they're not really.
Oh, go ahead,
They don't
Desean.
really there's no really security guards up here watching whose room goes to who, but I think they more likely don't want you in and out the building or anything. They definitely don't want you anywhere. They do say stay in your room, but it's nobody monitoring on the floor levels. But they also, I think when I went down there, they told me that after tomorrow, as soon as our test results come back, we'll be able to move around a little bit more.
Right. Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, and before I move on, stick with you, Desean. So I don't know if you've had a chance to really look at the roster too much before now for House of Paign, but have you played against any of these guys or with, and anyone that you're going to be really watching out for and thinking challenge you guys?
To be honest, I haven't really looked at the roster, and I don't really care, honestly, because I know the team we have, and I know we're going to go out there and handle business.
Yeah.
But I definitely might take a little look now. Maybe.
Okay, yeah. So I got one question, and basically I'm going to ask Brent this question. Elam Ending, obviously, you can only win on made baskets. It's one of the neat things about this. You can't win running out the clock. Can't win playing scared. They're drawing up a play for one player in your team. Who's taking that shot, Brent?
Desean wants the three, man. He ain't giving those guys the ball.
Man, honestly, I think in the game, considering the change that we had to make for rosters, I think the ball will be in my hands. So I'm sure a play is going to be drawn up. If I have the shot, I'm going to take it. But it's going to be hard. I mean, it's really like a in-game decision, who's had the hot hand that night.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And we're really just going to play it like that because at the end of the day, I can take the shot, I can't take the shot. But at the end of the day, I'm worried about just winning, honestly. So if we draw something up for Bryce, we draw something up for Fletcher, we draw something up for Horace, we draw something up for Desean, we're just going to execute it to the T and then just improvise out of that. So, I would love to take the last shot, but at the end of the day, I'd rather win than hit the game winner. So that's that.
Yeah, I mean, you got to try. What you got? I heard Desean saying something.
Oh, no, the same thing.
Oh, I guess my hearing and my old age is just going. So Desean, look, we're both from that neck of the woods. We're both SEC type guys. I'm from Memphis. You played at Auburn. But I went to a Big Ten school, obviously. And which one of these is a better basketball conference? Be honest.
SEC, definitely.
Is that just a stupid question? Am I just asking you a dumb question?
That was a terrible question.
What?
Terrible question.
What makes the SEC so much better? Assuming you're correct.
We got dogs in the SEC. We got dogs.
Straight dogs.
Fair enough. Okay, let's go ahead and bring back out slides, sort of loop it around real quick. It's been a fun time. I want to make sure we're back to seeing everybody's smiling faces. As you guys can see the Illinois hat now.
Let's take this thing towards close here. We don't want to see that Illinois hat. So
we're taking the Illinois hat off. And by the way, we've already talked about I'm picking War Tampa in this game, so it's not like I'm wearing that hat.
You got War Tampa going too. I haven't locked in my picks yet. I'm going to do that before Thursday night. So
my partner told me to lock in my picks early. I think he was screwing with me.
Well, the first round, but now with all the roster changes, it's I gotta be as precise as I can. But yeah, Matt. So from your perspective, going towards wrapping this up tonight, obviously different year for you watching from home. So how are you going to stay connected to the team, be involved? Obviously, this is something that you put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into for an entire year to 2 years prior. So obviously a difficult year for you. Excited about the team. So how are you going to stay connected to these guys?
Well, these guys know that if I have any questions, I will definitely call. They probably get sick of my phone calls, but it's all for good things. Me and Coach have been communicating. I'll probably be on like a Zoom or FaceTime if it's allowed during like practices and stuff to see what's going on. And other than that, I mean, it's all in their hands. I did my job. My job's done. It was make the team do that, and now it's on Coach and the players to do their thing. And I'm looking forward to having some extra money in my bank account in a couple weeks.
Oh, yeah, right on. You don't need to be there to get that Zelle money just shot right over to you. You could be like hands off. But hey, I know tough testing positive, but I'm glad you're feeling well, recovering, and so we really appreciate you taking the time and spending it with us tonight. So Hainer, back to you.
Yeah, Desean, just looking at this roster again. I mean, obviously you helped create this sort of combination of the Tampa 2020 vibe and this alumni of Auburn vibe, like knowing that they have the sort of grinding sort of games in common. How well do you see this blend working out, and how much are you looking forward to getting on the court and playing with these guys?
I'm looking forward to getting on the court and playing with these guys. And I played with most of them last year, and then I played with the new guys also. But there's a couple that I haven't played with, but I'm super excited. And I know it's gonna work out because I know the type of dudes we have. We don't have headstrong dudes. We have dudes that like to share the ball. We got dudes that'll play their role, and we got dudes that know that we have a lot of shooters. We know the talent we have, so I know it's gonna work out perfect.
All right, and last but certainly not least, Brent, I'm not even going to think of a question to ask you because you are very outspoken.
Confident.
It's a
confident,
good
outspoken. I'm just going to leave it up to you to wrap it up as far as what we can expect from you and almost called you Tampa 2020 War Tampa here on the 5th. We got the game coming up here real soon.
Yeah, man. All I got to say, man, is I'm glad that we added the pieces that we needed to get us in, but TBT was definitely disrespectful in a sense. Today I got asked if I was Bryce Brown, and I'm like, nah, I'm Brent Jackson. Look me up.
No.
So no, I definitely have a chip on my shoulder for sure. Like, I mean, and it's expected, obviously. If I'm sure if I would have went to a big, Division I school, it'd probably be different. But I like where I stand, and I like where I'm at right now. So I'm finna just rock out with what I have, teammates wise, and I'm gonna let my game speak for itself, like I did last year. So, we definitely don't plan on going, out first round. We don't plan on going out second round. We plan on taking this thing, and I tweeted a while back. Or I even tweeted today, #Tampa2020, because that's really what we still are. We just had to rebrand ourselves to get into the tournament. So once I get that money in, that Zelle account, definitely is going to be #Tampa2020 for sure. So that's it for real. I'm ready to get on the court, honestly.
War Tampa, Tampa 2020, either way, lots of fire, lots of heart. Gentlemen, thanks for coming on the show tonight.
Appreciate you, gentlemen.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.